Hi, I'm Vibrine Samuels and welcome back to another episode of Soul Stirring Astrology, where I give you my textured take on the world of astrology. On July the 29th, we have Uranus, which is retrograding through Aries. So Uranus joins three other planets, three major transformational planets that are equally retrograding. We have Pluto going through Capricorn, Saturn going through Sagittarius and Neptune going through Pisces, together with the North Node retrograding in Virgo. So it's a time whereby the energies need to be pulled in further, and when we're dealing with Uranus, it's about discovering or revealing your quirky, unique, distinctive personality. Now the symbol of Uranus is represented by two crescents that's anchored by the cross of matter. And so with the crescents, they represent the duality that exists within all of us, and they're being pulled in opposite directions. On the one hand, there's a sense of wanting to remain committed to what you know, and then on the other hand, you're pulling into new terrain. And the cross of matter is anchoring these two perspectives. Both are valid, but you're trying to mediate that terrain, and so that's where the difficulty comes about, because you're continually being challenged, you're being continually asked to make decisions on whether you remain committed to the tried and tested, the conventional and the known path, versus really exploring the existential questions in life that you believe could actually bring around a greater level of growth and development. And so that's what you've got, this tension that's going on within your life. You want to really show your uniqueness, particularly because Uranus is in Aries, and Aries is a cardinal sign. It's a very distinctive sign. It's the sign of leadership, and you want to show your leadership in a very inventive, decisive way. Now, with regards to Uranus, there's a sense that, yes, you're going down this road that's untested, the road less travelled. And in doing so, you might come across the fact that you're really going to be leading this personal crusade. And the crusade is around your own personal liberation, but also you're concerned about liberating other people around you. And that's because we're dealing with the higher mind and the fact that Uranus rules Aquarius, which is the sign of the collective. However, along this path, you might find that there's tension within your relationships, because some people might find your ideas too quirky, too innovative, too difficult to get a grasp of. And so therefore you pull away, or they pull away, or there's a sudden break within your relationship. Now, you're not particularly worried about that, and the reason being is because you're committed to bringing about an innovation that's going to benefit the masses. What can happen is that you recognise there's an element of loneliness, but for you, you're committed to your sense of freedom, more so than having a companion to take away those lonely feelings. So with Uranus retrograding within Aries, there's a sense that you want to be seen as somebody who is so unique and so distinctive, but you could be missing out on some of the finer details that can help build that picture for you. And what can help you here is that we've got Mercury moving into its own sign a couple of days later. So it moves into Virgo. And Virgo is about being analytical, it's about detail orientation, it's about being focused. So as you're traveling your path of innovation, you also want to be keeping an eye on the details. So Uranus goes retrograde for 5 months and then turns direct on December the 28th. And so over this 5-month period, what you may find is that your new discoveries could actually lead you towards some type of financial success. And the reason being is because Mercury is joining Uranus going direct in its very early stages. And Mercury is the planet of communication. Yes, it's very mercurial, so it's a very mental planet, but it's also really great for innovations, great for business negotiations, and for you to demonstrate your business acumen. So there could be something that comes out of this path that you're taking. It could be through leading an unpopular movement that's actually going to benefit other people, or it's about a new invention that could be monetized, but it's not only you satisfying your own needs, but you're going to be benefiting other people as well. A few days later, there's another signature that demonstrates the duality that's going on, and that's because we've got Venus squaring Mars. And Venus is in Virgo and Mars is in Sagittarius. Now, Venus here is in its detriment. It's been slightly strengthened because Mercury is also in Virgo. But Venus here is in its detriment, which means that you could be highly critical within your relationships because they're not meeting your perfectionist ideal of what you think should take place within your relationship. So there could be this heavy criticism, and at the same time it's squaring Mars, and Mars is about being courageous, being very definitive, pursuing what it is that you believe in, and that could be philosophical beliefs, spiritual beliefs, religious beliefs, but actually, given that it's in Sagittarius, it's about benefiting the collective, so you could be fighting for a cause. So this double signature of where we've got Uranus retrograde, you could be on a personal crusade. Here it's being shown again because we've got Mars in Sagittarius fighting for social justice. So both of the planets, we've got Jupiter that rules Sagittarius and we've got Uranus that's ruling Aquarius. They're both dealing with the collective, and here you're trying to improve the world around you. Also within your personal relationships, your intimate relationships, there could be tension and aggression that's going on there, and that's because there's a dynamic that could reveal that you're either being used or you're using your partner within relationships, because there's a lack of finesse when you've got this Venus squaring Mars. There's a sense of, completely ignoring the needs of other people, and therefore you could be seen as riding roughshod over your partner. So just be mindful in terms of how you begin to handle the energy of Venus squaring Mars. Which brings me to the quote of the day, and the quote of the day comes from Oliver Wendell Holmes, and what he said is, "Systems die, but instincts remain." And the question of the day is, what new adventure are your instincts inviting you to take? Put your answers always in the comment box below. I always love to connect with you. Feel free to share this episode with other people in your network. You can like and subscribe to my channel, and stay well, exploring, examining, unearthing the innovations that await. We can't wait to see them in the world. Until then, stay well, and I will see you on the next episode.